The Georgia Department of Transportation's role is to plan, construct, and maintain Georgia's transportation network. This massive system encompasses more than 17,000 state highway miles, 87,000 county road miles, and 19,000 city street miles. It also includes urban and rural transit programs and more than 100 airports shuttling millions of passengers each year. Leading-edge technology is used to meet the broad demands of this transportation network. GDOT employs an application called Web EOC to give real-time road and incident information to operations personnel. This app is paired with Southern Link's push-to-talk service. Together, Web EOC and Southern Link provide a mobile information and communication system to help GDOT teams manage all kinds of transportation events and incidents. I'm here with Jeffrey Hill, Chief Information Officer and Director of Information Technology, to tell us more. Jeff, why does GDOT need leading-edge technology to manage transportation in Georgia?
Well, Angie, as you know, Georgia is one of the fastest growing states in the nation. And we have found that a lot of our transportation challenges that we have in place, that technology is the solution to resolve many of those challenges.
One of the technologies you've chosen for voice communication is Southern Link Push-to-Talk service. Why did you consider them?
Well, it's kind of funny that you asked that because, years ago we were customers of Southern Link and we went away, and I guess about 24 months ago, that with our hero operations out here, we had a major accident on the connector. And I wanted to kind of find out what was going on, so I asked for one of their radios. And I took their radio and I started carrying it with me and traveling statewide. And I was listening to the communication that was going on the radio. I was like, something has changed since the last time we had Southern Link. I asked someone on my staff to set up a meeting with the account managers from Southern Link. And I kind of laid out the plan. I drew out a picture of the state with all the districts and the area offices, and I wanted to put some logic built into it so that we could communicate across districts, across areas, across, working through any issues we run into as far as statewide coverage. And part of the plan was that I wanted to make sure that we wasn't carrying radios on our side, that we was actually using them in the vehicles. And I wanted to make sure that we had a talk groups established where we could listen to what everybody was saying, kind of like the old days, the high band, low band radios. So we went into this plan wanting to build this for maintenance, but we also wanted to build it for the department. The design was laid out to include maintenance, traffic operations, engineering, and anything else we wanted to add. It didn't take long going into this project before we started realizing that this was much bigger than the DOT, that we built this to support the state. So as we designed this, we started, thinking about, okay, so what about other agencies that are participating in major events, and how do we want to include them? And that's kind of how we got to where we are today. So Southern Link, as far as coverage in the state, nobody else can beat them. And we have proven that, and it has worked very well in our environment.
So what groups are using Push-to-Talk now?
Right now in our Department of Transportation, what we're doing is we're using it for maintenance primarily, because they are, 2/3 of the department is maintenance, as well as traffic operations and engineering on the engineering side. Outside of that, we've also included we have a RAM project that is going to be a contractor-based mini hero program is what we call it. And that is going out, and they'll be using Southern Link to communicate as well. Beyond that, we're looking at some options with rural transit, and we're also looking at any of our contractors and stuff like that to participate with us, partners with us for communications going Southern Link.
Can you tell me about a situation where Push-to-Talk really assisted GDOT?
Absolutely. Our last event we just had, Hurricane Matthew. We have spent the last 18 months putting this design in place to support a disaster like Hurricane Matthew. And we proved it when we went into this. The good thing about this was, one of the main concerns for the State Operations Center was communications. We met in Dublin had all the agencies that were responsible for the contraflow, and we issued out southern links to GSP, NCCD, DOD, DOR, DNR, Georgia Forestry, DOT, and our heroes. And for the first time in Georgia state government, we were able to communicate across agencies during an event like Hurricane Matthew. And it was proven beyond. Since then, there's been several post meetings, and Southern Link and the design that we put in place for GDOT has been at the top of the list, the best they've ever seen.
What are some goals GDOT is focusing on right now and in the near future?
One of the things we're focusing on is the use of WebEOC for emergency operations. And by using WebEOC and using some of the applications we have, using Esri for our mapping and things like that, we want to link in the communication piece of it, so at any point in time you can look at the dot on the map, know what resources are in that vehicle, or what that skill set is for that particular person that's driving that vehicle. And we also want the ability to be able to redirect based on what the event is. And communications plays a key role in that, being able to communicate directly with the person, get them routed the closest one to the event so we can actually get eyes on the ground and take care of the event as fast as possible.
Thank you, Jeff, for an interesting peek inside the inner workings of GDOT.
Angie, it's been an honor. Thank you.
GDOT is focused on meeting Georgia's current and future transportation needs by using leading-edge technology and reliable push-to-talk communication from Southern Link. This combination helps GDOT manage transportation incidents to keep goods and people moving all across the state.